Recording.
Here we are, interview number 1. I've asked Mom previously to go ahead and write out some questions. I have not looked at them. I thought that would make this a tad more fun, is to go ahead and receive questions from people that I'm not real sure what questions they are. Obviously, they're going to be about breast cancer and my journey. But I wanted none other than my mother to be the first one to ask questions and the first one to interview me. So you've been through this journey with me.
Yes.
But I've kind of been doing a lot of the talking, and so now it's your turn to ask some questions. And
well, when we started out on this journey and you found out, do you think that God put you through this cancer and pain for a reason? You believe?
I think God does everything for a reason. I think there's a reason, and I don't believe I know what that reason is, but I think through this journey I have learned that that's okay for me to not know what the reason is. I'm not necessarily entitled to the why, but I do feel. I feel like what was the question?
Have you been drawn closer to God through the journey, or have you been drawn closer to God through this journey so far?
I believe that our conversations have been better. I believe I communicate. I believe my prayers are a lot more thankful and grateful rather than, oh, I need to do this or I need to accomplish that. So I do. I feel like I've gotten closer to God through it.
When the doctor told you you had cancer,
okay,
what were your thoughts? Were you scared? Were you angry? Were you, why me? Or
that's a good question. I received it on the phone, on the telephone. I had asked them to call me whether I had it or not, and I was in the midst of kind of doing some work, and I had a friend with me that I had just happened to be there when the phone rang and let me know it'd be all right, and I think disbelief. To answer that question, I believe disbelief and just not knowing what that meant. Cancer on the other end of the line, I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever felt the why me. I feel like disbelief.
Disbelief?
Yeah.
Would you recommend for a person to get a second opinion when they hear that news? Disbelief could,
I think it is never a bad thing to go ahead and get a second opinion. On mine, personally, if we would have listened to the doctors, then we would have removed one, we would have kept the other, and I would have not known that there is worse cancer in that. I believe my mother helped advocate for me when I was not able to or willing to advocate for myself. So I believe, I believe second opinions. I believe don't be afraid to get all of the knowledge that you can. I thought when you got breast cancer, you just maybe, I don't know, you just did exactly what they told you. And we found out that it's your own health, and there is quality places that you can go that treats you and the cancer in a very, humane way, a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you think a support group helps?
Yes, even though I kept telling Mom I'm not going to go to any of those support groups. Yes, I do believe it does. I believe having a good support system at home, and then people that you don't. You went with me to one here about a month ago, and the experience, I didn't know I needed it, I think, is what
Yes.
it amounts to. I really didn't know I needed it until I went there, and then I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting.
The knowledge you get from other people
Yes,
that are going through the same thing that you're
Yes.
going through.
definitely. And a lot of people have opinions, and I ask people their opinions at first. You know, should I do this, or should I, have ones put on, or a lot of different things. And I would say when you, Dad, Beth, and I sat down with the doctors and we communicated, and they told us everything, there was a little spot in my gut that said, I'm not going to have one removed. I'm going to go ahead and have them both. So I would say to trust your gut, to trust what you feel and what you think. And to me, just my own, it didn't make any sense to take one without taking them both.
And you
But-
found out you had cancer.
And I did. I found out I had 2 styles of cancer, one more aggressive and one not as aggressive. But I did. I found out I had 2 styles of cancer, and then went through the chemo. But anyways,
Yes.
and what other questions?
That was the ones I had.
Okay, excellent. Well, wow, this is the other side of it. This is the survivalship.
Yes.
And in the survivorship, you get to be a survivor. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being my first one to interview me.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you so much for going through this journey with me and being a huge support. Dad is a huge support too. He's just not as much of a camera fella. But we've made it through this together.
Yes.
And on to the next interview. Oh, I got to tell you something. I made a TikTok. Do you know what TikTok is?
I saw your video last night.
But on TikTok, or the video I did? Okay. Well, I did the TikTok video, and I'm doing some videos and pictures with my shirt off. And I'm getting a lot of positive feedback though.
Okay.
So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good. But other than that, I love you. I hope you have an awesome possum day, and God bless.